I thought if we went ahead and just kind of did a little bit of a more lengthy overview, it might help you. And the stuff that I tell you is just suggestions. I'm not a designer. I'm not a graphic designer. I don't have a degree in website development and like the proper flow. So a lot of this you can change, but
Mhm.
it's also just give you an outside perspective on like what happens when people hit your website and like what they're actually looking for. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can screen share and pull this up. And you can see your website there.
Not quite yet.
Not yet. Oh, I got a pinwheel. Give me a second. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. I'm up in the corner there. So when people hit your website, we talked about having like a photo up
Yes.
or some video. You have very well done, like the social. Wow, you already changed these?
Yes.
Wow, that was fast. So immediately what happens is because of the colors on the page, those pop out at me. If
Okay.
people use YouTube regularly and they constantly watch YouTube content, they're much more likely to click on that and go, oh, or click open another tab if they're on their computer and decide to follow you there, which you have, a great benefit to. All this stuff kind of ties in together.
Mhm.
You have schedule online, like very prompt, like out front where they can schedule an appointment. People do not want to go searching for this stuff. If somebody's watching this and you have to scroll down or if there's not a button they can click for exactly what they want, I think it really slows down processes. What I've seen having an online business is if I can take something that's 5 steps and reduce it to 3, the conversion rate is way higher, which is why the people who work at Amazon who develop one-click shopping, where they've already got your credit card, they've already got your information, you've gone to their website looking for something, it's made suggestions for what you want to buy, and you go, give me that. And it says, how do you want it shipped? Whoop, done. It speeds up, like the less steps, there's less friction to getting that sale or getting them on your YouTube channel or getting them to get an appointment. Make sense?
Mhm.
So one of the things I wanted to mention, I don't know exactly what I think would be the best flow for, do you have like, so you have tabs, services, about, growing wellness, the contact stuff, and the resources. I don't know if you should have like its own blog tab so people could read like blog posts or things like that. I'm sure you can add that pretty easily with Wix.
Okay.
I don't always know what the exact like best flow is. I know that other than schedule online or your social media links, I would have that free giveaway. It doesn't matter if it's free giveaway for YouTube videos, whatever you could do to collect their email address and collect information from them is like highly beneficial. And they're more likely to give you that information because you're giving them something for free.
Okay.
Um, trying to think offhand, like what else is like. I was going somewhere, but for me, it's noon, but it's still early. It's rainy here, by the way. So being able to schedule up front, being able to text or call, um, photos and video, I think help. My website, if you look at it, and I just as easily take criticism from you, by the way, um, almost the problem with my website is there's too much on it. It's almost confusing where it's like, where do I find this? Because I'm kind of seeing clients, teaching classes, selling retail, online school, there's all this stuff. It's almost overwhelming. A certain amount of simplicity can actually help. Usually people are just using the website to get the information they want. Do you use Google My Business?
Very minimally.
Okay. So I don't. and haven't done a huge amount of research on Google My Business, but I think what started to happen was Facebook was beating out Google because Google was like the phone book. Google was just like a listing, and people could find your business through organic searches, which they can't do very well on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Facebook was so interactive, people were using Facebook because people, you could make a post and people could leave a comment, and there was this sort of exchange. Google My Business looks like this weird sort of hybrid where Google's trying to get you to post photos and videos and things like it's Facebook, but it's on your Google My Business page. There's an app that goes with your phone for that. You
Okay.
might want to start looking into that. It might be a little bit easier for people to leave reviews there. One of the things I said about reviews, so reviews are really important. Remember I talked about last night about having a YouTube, and then the fact that people use my video and left a YouTube review from that video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you got a review on Facebook and you just cut that text and put it on your website, people don't really believe it. They believe third-party reviews because they assume that the reviews that are on your website, you could have just made those up. What we did was we made a testimonials tab, and the testimonials tab pulled the review from Facebook, pulled the review from Google, pulled the review from Yelp, and actually had a clickable link to Yelp, and a clickable link to my Google reviews, and a clickable link to my Facebook, because people could see, one, you know how Yelp will filter reviews? Have you heard about
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah.
Massage therapists get really angry about this. The easiest solution to this is not to write something that's like, Yelp is filtering my reviews. It's easiest to cut and copy and paste that review, put it in the text on your website, show where it's from, and actually mark it as being a filtered review so that people can go and know that they could click through Yelp and actually see that there's some transparency with these third party reviews. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to see other people's reviews. Beyond that, we talked about using like an Instagram, just like a minute video from Ross, the police officer. If you can add any videos like that, I think that's really beneficial. What I've noticed is if I'm working with you and I take out my phone to record something, people get nervous. If I
Okay.
have this conversation with you and I just record the whole thing, people relax. What I would likely do is if you can have some software like this, and let's say right now you were working on getting clients, you knew people who were local, they wanted some sort of free consult online, how can I help you? If you can record these, you could use these as testimonials. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just like little bits of interesting information. I think also if you go through this documentation process with something like Zoom, you may be able to get useful information from potential clients and like what their needs are to be able to serve them in ways that other local therapists just aren't. Um, if the local therapists are anything like me, they've got half of the pattern down, which is they're like me, they drink, they're suffering from depression. Because of what we got going on right now, it's very challenging for people to stay focused and work on business just because of the state we're in, right?
Yeah.
But being able to do some of this business stuff in the meantime, I think really makes a huge difference. Being able to take a video or a clip of a video, and it gives you an idea for a blog post, an idea for information, an idea for, when you put text on your website, that text is read by Google spiders. When you're consistently making content for YouTube, making content for blog posts, it's amazing to me, for instance, like I have a blog, it's not extremely it doesn't have a high amount of traffic. You can create a backlink on my website by guest blogging. You can say, Robert, I wrote a blog post because you talked about that, it's got a video, can I guest blog on your website? I have every advantage of allowing you to do that because it doesn't just benefit you, it benefits me because Google sees that our websites are connected.
Okay.
You're going to get a better backlink if you can get your blog on the New York Times, your blog on Time Magazine. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Because they're getting way more traffic. If you dealt with a local massage school and you said, hey, can I guest blog on the massage school's website? There's not a lot of that in our industry, and I think it's to the industry's detriment and educational detriment.
Okay.
So let me see. Yeah, you got your links. All this is really clear. I would, in addition to the schedule online, I would just access my free course. So it'd be like another button. And it's like, what's the free course? It would give them some basic information, maybe a video. You're just trying to collect that information as quickly as possible. What do you know about Facebook ads, Kelly?
Pretty much nothing.
Okay, so this has changed over time. So we know that Google ads, they're using keyword data, search engine optimization to like show people stuff, right?
Okay.
Facebook is doing the same thing. The difference is when people go to Google, they might be looking to buy a massage. When people see Facebook ads, why are they being shown that ad?
To get them to buy something.
Interests in some form. So there's this weird thing that happens. For a while, Google ads were more expensive because they were more targeted and more specific to people who they thought were looking to buy. When people are on social media, they were just here to like hang out with friends and chat with people. So
Okay.
there was a different sort of use between Facebook and Google. But here's what happened. This was like 25 cents, whereas this was $1 a click. So it
Okay.
was like, ooh, if I can figure out how to engage these people, I can get more information. Now, here's one of the things I think people don't quite understand, and I don't understand all the nuance. This is where I hire people to help me. Let's say you took your free course, right? Now you run a Facebook ad with a video. It's a minute long, gives them some education. You focus this ad around a certain zip code radius in your area. You tell Facebook, listen, I want you to show this people within a 30-minute distance of where my practice is, who make $80,000 plus, who potentially have back pain. Very targeted, right? It's not like a billboard. When you put a billboard up on the highway, everybody sees it who drives up and down the highway. This was very targeted. But the ad isn't to come get a session, because if that session costs $80, why don't know Kelly? But here's what happens. Hey, it's you, and you teach for a minute because people's attention span is short. And you say, hey, would you like to enroll in my free course? So now you're advertising, you're paying 25 cents a click to get that person in for free into your funnel. Does it make sense?
Mhm.
So now you've gotten their email address, but here's what you can do. You can create another ad on Facebook later. And after they've gone through your free course, you can retarget those people specifically. In other words, let's say you collected 200 emails. You could run a Facebook ad that only targets those 200 people, and they do not know that they're being targeted that way. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think these are effective ways. I just kind of want to give you a little bit of a framework for where you might be going like down the road. I think
Okay.
those things are important, and it all hinged on collecting a phone number, collecting an email address so that you can make ongoing contact with that person. If you just said like schedule online, one, it's visible. You can see it, it's right there. I didn't have to look for it. The second part is you'd want you don't want to say join my email list. People don't want to join your email list because they don't want spam. They're nervous about that, right? The
Yeah.
way that you grease that slide is like, hey, would you like a free course? People love free stuff. And that's how you're going to build a much more large email list in like a shorter amount of time. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any specific questions about your website and like what you think you can do?
I just kind of, I mean, I started even worse than it is now
Yeah.
and have slowly learned, and as I learn things I make it better. This section's not done yet. I'm trying to figure out how to do the...
Excuse me. So in addition to the text, here's one of the things I would do. If you can, I think it would work really well to be able to, you have like text, right?
Mhm.
I would take out Instagram and make like a little minute video to answer each of those questions and take those videos and put them on the website. The
Okay.
reason is I want people to look at you. I want them to engage with you, to make eye contact with you. One of the things about producing video is like if I look at my webcam here, if I look at the camera, it's like I'm making eye contact with the person. It's like, hey, I'm Kelly. Listen, I wanted to talk to you about when's the best time to schedule a massage. They feel like you're, talking to them directly.
Okay.
Video is more engaging. Video is more likely to keep them on your website longer. Imagine, like when you have contact information. Let's go to that page real quick. And I don't see therapists talking about this, and I just find it really interesting. Let's see. Mute, stop video, rename, pin. Interesting. Now, what did it just do? It removed you. What's all that about?
I'm still here.
Could I pin this as well? Weird. Anyway, contact information. It's like email us, or call or text, and you do have like a little form here for them to give you information. The contact will work even better again if you can have another option for them to join your, free trial, whatever it is, get your video course. How do you feel? Like for instance, do you use Instagram regularly?
I wouldn't say regularly. I would say more sporadically.
Okay. So I think as an app, Instagram is pretty heavily used. How would you feel about offering as an option? Video message me on Instagram.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. If you use it, if you don't use it, that's a different scenario. But being able to connect with them in video, I think, is very personal. It's something that people, I think, enjoy. And for instance, I have Snapchat. There was a young lady who had subscribed from us, I think from Sweden, and she video messaged me. Like she's in a whole other country, but the connection I built with her was much more pronounced because of that brief video. Most people aren't offering that. I'm going to give you another way of thinking about that too. Let's say when COVID is over and you're running a practice, you're seeing clients. If you get the clients to follow you on Instagram, how do you feel about, do you follow up with clients? Do you send them like an email after the session?
Yeah.
So email, people are busy, right? But you can ask them. You could probably on your, not feedback forms, but when you keep information on clients and the way they want to be contacted. Some people want texts. Some people don't want emails. Some people. You can ask them, is it okay if I follow up with you via Instagram video?
Okay.
Whoa. Yeah. So I can press a button and send them a direct message, or I'm like, hey, Candace, listen, it's Kelly. I had a really great time working with you, and that spot in your upper back and neck, there's a video on my YouTube channel I'd like you to watch before you schedule your next session. Whoop. So you send them
Okay.
the video and you send them a link, right? But now you've got this sort of interactivity. Those little things, I think, make a big difference in how customers perceive you and the quality of your service. It's like you went above and beyond.
Yeah.
Because most therapists are just they're not really using the technology that way. The other thing is, if you're getting them to follow you and interact with you on Instagram, I think they're more likely to see your Instagram posts. They're more likely to engage, comment, share with friends, colleagues, because they're in this interactive device, right?
Yeah.
You have a vested interest in getting, Ross, if Ross is a police officer. Do you know much about TikTok?
No.
So TikTok is kind of a funny platform, but I've seen some police officers use it, and they'll make all sorts of jokes about like donuts and things. Just a funny platform. Police officers having a good sense of humor. If Ross used TikTok, it would be great to be able to like network with him through your TikTok account and his TikTok account. Make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah. Let's see what we got under resources. Under construction. Also, this sort of stuff, letting them know that you're working on it, I think is totally fine. I think people respond fairly favorably to that. They understand that, people are working on things. Let's see. So you do have a blog and testimonials. Blog. How much pressure? Testimonials. Yeah, so on the testimonials page, this is what I was mentioning. I think this, like, they don't know where this came from.
Okay.
This could be something you made up. Do you know where this review was left?
It was from my original Facebook page. I had
Okay.
an issue where I got hacked and I lost my original Facebook page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. So what I do like is over here, you've already done some of this where I can tell that this came from Facebook and there's a link. This right here is awesome.
Okay.
Is this actually embedded from Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't even know Wix had that option. That's really, really nice. If you can do this, think about this for a second. So Sarah Winter, do you still have contact with her?
No.
Okay. Melissa Jane.
Yes.
Okay, so Melissa, is she like an ongoing client even after COVID now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would do is this. You could do this right now because you got more free time. I would contact Melissa. I would cut and paste this review and say, Melissa, listen, in COVID right now, I can't see clients, but I'm working on business things. Here's a copy of the review you left on the Facebook page. Provide a link to Google and say, Melissa, can you cut and paste this review on Google for me? This helps me get the review on multiple platforms.
Okay.
So what you've just done is you've taken the same review and put in that same review in two spots, because when Google sees that there is activity on your Google profile, it's going to kind of boost you, and I think some of your SEO. It's showing activity on your website. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good way to do that. If you need to, you might be able to incentivize that. If this was post-COVID and you could see Melissa as a client, you might say, hey, listen, I'd be more than happy to give you $10 off your session if you'll just cut and paste this review and provide the link. If you
Okay.
tell Melissa to go find your Google profile and go find the review, it completely drops the number of people who are going to do that because they don't want to search. They're busy. You try to make it as easy as possible for them to just click a button and do something. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Blog, FAQ, contact, resources. So I like these. Are these businesses that are local to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have like an ongoing relationship with these businesses?
Yes.
Okay. So here's one of the things I might do. I don't know these particular folks. I think this is a great opportunity because what you're doing is you're creating backlinks with these people. Do you go out to this farm regularly?
I don't go there. I just get their produce.
Okay. One of the things I would do is I would maybe in your downtime, I don't know. Does Mighty Greens Farms, do they do much in the way of like social media production?
They do a fair amount.
Okay. I would try to cross promote in some way if you really like this business.
Okay.
It's a CSA. How far away are they from you? Do you know?
They're like 40 minutes to an hour away, but they come to a market that's like 20.
Okay, so they come around the corner.
Yeah.
What you might do if it doesn't violate like social distancing Have you ever gone to the farm and like worked on the farm to get a CSA box? Do they offer a program like that?
No, I don't think so.
So a lot of community supported agriculture, CSA, a lot of CSAs will do this. I've done this locally where I go out to the farm. I was doing labor for 4 or 5 hours and they give me like a free produce box. At that time, I couldn't afford it, so I would go volunteer. But here's the thing, if you could go and volunteer and use your phone and now document that process of being at Mighty Green's farm, now you want to talk to them and say, listen, can I guest blog on your website as a CSA subscriber?
Okay.
Because now you're creating a backlink. You're creating an association between the service you deliver and the service they deliver. Some
Okay.
people are not going to want that, and that's fine. But what you're doing is creating a backlink. Imagine talking to the owners, the farmers, the husband, the wife, whoever it may be there, and you say, listen, do you guys have problems with back pain? And you go, and you literally make like a video of this, and they're like, yeah, like I'm always bending over to deal with like irrigation piping and my low back bothers me. And then you decide, hey, could I do like a little bit of close on work on a table to like show you how I can work on this? Do you see like the collaborative sort of connections?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're trying to use their audience and then use your audience and cross promote. I think what happens with that is a lot of massage therapists are afraid of competition.
Yeah.
They're like crabs in a bucket. They pull the other crabs down because they don't want them to stand out, right?
Mhm.
I think what happens is it actually builds a larger digital footprint. It creates and fosters a connection. Let's say Mighty Green's farm has like 1,000 people on their email list. And now you make a blog post on your website with information about Mighty Green's farm, a backlink to Mighty Green's farm. You're a subscriber to their CSA. And you say, hey, would you guys like to put this in your email? Because what it is, it's like it's kind of an advert for both of you, right?
Yeah.
I think you could do that with each of these folks and talk to the Aurora Yoga Center about what you do and why it's beneficial to them and cross promote. You talk to Katie Durbin, who's a licensed clinical social worker, and the cross promotion. If you could include, in addition to like, these are people you're recommending, you could put another link that says, hey, check out a blog post I did about Mighty Green's farm. Check out a blog post I did about health transitions counseling. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I think those things, you could even find businesses that you think are a good fit with you. Let's say it's a chiropractic office. Let's say it's sports apparel. I don't know. Whatever it may be, you could reach out to local businesses and ask them, would you like to guest blog on my website?
Okay.
Some may not want to. You don't have a huge following yet. But even insinuating that people would want to guest blog on your website, I think makes you look more professional, makes you look bigger. People will make a ton of assumptions about you based on the fact that you're willing to try that.
Okay.
Like if I call up Massage Magazine, I haven't done this yet. Hey, Massage Magazine, I'm Robert Gardner. I want to write an article. They automatically kind of go, huh, this guy actually thinks he's something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it changes perspective. Any opportunity you can build those sort of digital backlinks. Also, people with the website, they're just going to make assumptions based on photos, based on videos. It's like if I come in wearing a Pink Floyd T-shirt and tie fisherman pants, what do people think of me?
That you're more like free spirit and laid back.
Yeah, well, basically they're looking for the bong. So if I don't, I don't have to change my hair or even shave, but if I wear a suit and I walk in like nice shoes, now what?
That you're professional.
Yeah, and that's weird for me because professional is a Pink Floyd T-shirt and tie fisherman pants. I work with people physically, right?
Yeah.
But you have to people. It's not even a bad thing. They just make judgments about things. It's just a normal part of how people are. We're visual. We make judgments about things just based on how people look. We work in a health field. Do people look healthy? Are they well groomed and clean? You know, they're going to make all sorts of assumptions. This website is your front desk. This is what you look like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did you have more questions about the website specifically?
No, I just lots of things to work on.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me try this real quick. Let me pull up your Facebook page, see what this looks like. Do you have more time today, or are you busy?
Yeah.
No, okay. It is pouring rain and somebody is mowing grass. I don't know who mows grass in the rain, but whew. So I would absolutely just start making video. Like,
Okay.
so for instance, this post right here, it's great, I think, because you've got a graphic. And when I look at it, are my eyes drawn to the text right here, or is it drawn to the graphic?
The graphic.
Okay, short video clips. Hey guys, listen, I just started my page. It's just a quick video. You could do a quick Facebook Live. I just started my page. I just want you to know I'm going to continue giving you more information. Thank you for engaging. If you want to leave a review, you can just press the tab over here, that sort of thing. I think any information and content that you can add is really going to be beneficial.
Okay.
And then let me go ahead and close this out. I'm trying to think. So there's like a videos section. You probably won't have much there, I don't think, unless you posted other
A
people's stuff
couple.
here. Yeah. So being able to have more video, I think video just by its nature makes people look more professional.
Okay.
I'm going to go now. Do you use Twitter often?
Very rarely.
Okay. Twitter is kind of an interesting platform. Twitter to me is how do I full screen our video here? Controls. It's not stop share. Well, it allows me to do one or two. I can minimize.
In the little box of our videos in the top corner, it has swap shared screen with video. At least on my side.
Stop video, new share, invite, hide video panel. Manage participants. New share, pause, annotate, remote control. Invite. Where did you see it?
In the little mini screen with us in it,
Yeah.
it's the top right corner on mine.
It's not a new share. Manage participants. No, that's not it. Annotate, remote control. Chat, invite, pause recording, hide video panel. Huh. Let's see. So let me try this. If I unpin the video, does that change anything? Ah, the joys. No, it's not video settings. Now, why can I not figure out how to do this? So stop share is stopping screen share. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that'll do it. So I just wanted to talk briefly and just change like the background. Um, Twitter is like a dinner party. I think in ways it's interesting. I think Twitter is very undervalued attention because we have Instagram now and Snapchat now and TikTok now. So people aren't using Twitter as much. It's not that they're not using it, by the way, it's still very active, but it's like it's quieted down. Twitter used to have a very low like number of letters you could use. You could only use so many characters, and then they recently like doubled that, so they changed it, right?
Yeah.
Twitter is interesting because you can direct message Idris Elba.
Okay.
You can go in and find Idris Elba, follow Idris Elba, communicate with Idris Elba, tag Idris Elba, and potentially private message almost anybody on earth who has a Twitter account.
Okay.
You can find somebody who wrote an article in the New York Times about manual therapy. Find that person on Twitter, talk with them and say, hey, I read your article at New York Times. So now you're tagging New York Times in the post. You're inserting yourself in this kind of global dinner party conversation.
Okay.
Massage therapists aren't using Twitter. I'm not even using Twitter for what I think it could be. But let's say you started going into Twitter. Do you know much about hashtags?
A little.
Twitter was one of the first platforms to start using hashtags. They kind of started it and then they moved it onto Instagram. You know, people have used it as a search function. So if you went into Twitter, I'm going to see if I can, that'll minimize that. This will bring up Twitter. How do I bring this up in the small panel on the side? Speaker view. No. I don't want full screen. How do I do this? Let's stop recording. Speaker view. Gallery view. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to just move us to the side. I guess, do I have to go back into screen share? There we go. So this is you, but I'm going to go in real quick and let's go to explore. This is under hashtags. So I'm going to hashtag Aurora, if it'll let me. Whoop. So this is, I'm trying to figure out, is this actually going into my Twitter or is this yours? Probably mine. So I'm going to hashtag Aurora. Hashtag, who are you most interested in work? You said police officers?
Mhm.
Let me do police and then hashtag, what's another word for like, you know, like fire department, emergency medical, the
First
first
responders.
first responders. Let's look and see what that comes up for. So now what I've done is I'm not looking for just Aurora. I'm not looking for just police. I'm looking for some combination of like Aurora police first responders. Okay, and let's go to people, individuals. Let's go to photos, latest. So you see how Gregory Myers here, it's pulled up police, first responders, it's pulled up Aurora. What you did is if you just search for Aurora, you're going to get a much wider number of like people who hashtagged Aurora, right?
Okay.
But when we use 3 hashtags, it's going to narrow the people that we contact. One of the first things I would do if those folks are in fact the people that you want to engage with is, let me remove the first responders and go back to just police. Or actually, when I did this, do you see how I pulled up the Aurora Police Department?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you have like a police association, the police press, you got, wow. So here's what I would do. I would go in and like and follow each of these. I would look at their Twitter feed. I would see what they're posting about. And I would figure out a way of, again, like cross promoting and networking. Imagine contacting the Aurora Police Department, going in with your phone and saying, listen, could I do, like, bring a tripod, could I do a quick interview with a couple of your police officers about stress and back pain for police officers? Now, the police department can ignore you or say no, but if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, of those 10, will 1 or 2 say yes?
Yeah.
You're going and connecting directly with your target market people, talking to them about stress. And then after that initial meeting, maybe you say, listen, would you guys care if I brought my table and just gave away like little free sessions here at the station?
Okay.
Closed. I mean, because to them, it's like, wow, free massage, right?
Yeah.
But once you've learned how to use this sort of search function, you can do this again and again and again, mining your target market. How do you feel about the fire department?
Yeah. They would be in the same ideal client
So
set.
I'm gonna remove police and just do fire department or firemen maybe. Here we go. So look, Chase Vaughn. This is what blows me away. Okay, former NFL linebacker, All-American, owner finder of some academy, competitive gamer. He was Aurora, Colorado raised. I wonder if he's probably in Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can see we could also add, if we wanted, Illinois. Hold on. Ooh. Latest people, no results. So you can break it down in that way to be able to find individual people. Aurora fireman, latest. And these people are linking their Instagram account. And is this your local, or is this Colorado?
No, that's Colorado.
Okay. So the reason I point these out is I'm trying to figure out, let's see. So it was police, and then does Aurora IL maybe?
Yeah.
Aurora, Illinois. Okay. So you got the Aurora, Illinois, maybe that's the Chamber of Commerce, the Aurora, Illinois Fire Department. Okay. I would follow them. They're a public information officer. They've got 484 followers. They're following 33 other people. They're putting out a little bit of information. Here's some other stuff. City of Aurora, Illinois. Do you see how I'm trying to collate data?
Mm-hmm.
When I talked about your website, we were trying to collect an email. We were trying to collect a phone number. There's just an amazing amount that you can do. So you're at home. You can't work on clients right now. If you're like me, one, you're going to take out reading glasses because you're blind up close. And I will take out my phone and I will just dig for information and try to connect with people. There's an author named Carlos Gil who wrote a book on social media marketing. I probably found him through a massage therapist. No, I'm sorry, through an entrepreneurs group on Facebook. I saw a YouTube video. It was kind of interesting. I watched it on YouTube. Maybe I followed his YouTube channel. Later, I found something and followed him on Twitter. And then I have these ongoing, very brief exchanges in this huge dinner party of the internet. And Carlos would write on Twitter, hey, have you read my book? What do you think of it? And instead of just saying, hey, I really liked your book, Carlos, what I did was I said, Carlos, I not only like your book, I recommend it to my, fans and massage entrepreneurs. And I provided a link to the Facebook group.
Okay.
Then I said, Carlos, your book was so good. Here's a link to the YouTube video I made reviewing your book. I made a video reading excerpts of his book saying, if you're interested in social media marketing, you really need to get Carlos Gill's book. It doesn't cost me anything to make that video. But when I post that link on his Twitter, guess what he does? He likes it and he retweets and shares that video. So his followers and fans are seeing me and my fans are seeing him. Do you see the cross promotion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Twitter is a complex platform. I wouldn't say in any way that I've mastered it. All this stuff changes, I think, pretty rapidly in some ways. Instagram is similar in the fact that they do use hashtags, but more often than not, this stuff is audio-visual. Twitter has gained more power because of the tech component. It used to be very text-based. They've added more photo and video to try to keep up with Instagram. Here you have a link to your website, which I think is awesome. Do you know what Linktree is?
No.
So let me pull this up right now. Linktree. Let's see if I can get into my account. So one, I've got this free carpal tunnel thing. I'm going to delete that. I'm not using that right now. Delete that link. Now, the first thing I've got is free trial subscription service. Do you want text coupons and special offers? This is what it looks like on people's phones, right?
Okay.
And I put my logo up top. Linktree is completely free. I highly recommend you start using this. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to feature whatever your free offer is. I want you to create different buttons they can press. And what you're going to do on your Instagram is instead of just having a link to your website, you're going to have your link to your Linktree. And it's going to say, go to my website, contact me for a session, invite people to guest blog on your website. Being able to do this, you have an easy functional way on your phone of providing multiple links instead of just a link to your website. Make sense?
Okay.
So on here, you can let people know on Instagram, you can let them know, listen, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. The reason you want to do that is it's quick, easy access. If they have to go from Instagram to your website, to your Twitter, sometimes more people are going to fall off as opposed to just including that Linktree link, and then they can access all of that information increasingly on their mobile device, right?
Okay.
Yeah. With videos and photos like this, what is this over here? 5 little hearts. One, I'm going to follow you because I got to do that. Now, see how easy that was?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to go search, I won't do it. I'm like, oh, I'm not following her on Instagram yet. Whoop. This is a great photo, by the way.
Thanks.
You can do some basic searches on hashtags. Do you usually use Instagram just through your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what notepads are, right? On your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. I would download a notepad app. I would do research on Twitter and on Instagram. I would search hashtags. And let's say you regularly make posts related to back pain and police officers. On Instagram, I think you're limited to 30 hashtags. I would make a notepad list of hashtags that you use when you're talking about police officers and back pain. And then here's what you're going to do. After you make that post, you're going to cut and paste from that notepad those 30 hashtags. So you don't have to type them out every time. You're speeding up that process. You can make another set of hashtags when you talk to soccer moms, childcare, hashtag my kids drive me crazy, whatever the hashtags are. You can make different sets of hashtags so that you can grab those at different times and just cut and paste those into your posts. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Just to save you some time. You can also in here, like when you go to this search function, remember we talked about, was it police, Aurora? And I want to see if I can pull up Aurora, Illinois. Does it pull up nothing? Police brutality. Don't take that one. Illinois. Wow, no results at all? That's crazy. Let's try. No, you wouldn't want Chicago. You want your area. What's your zip code?
60506.
Let's try just your zip code and see what pulls up. 60506.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 235 posts with that specific thing. And it looks like this is all stuff for like sale. That was 60506.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Aurora as well. Wow, not using both. Okay, Aurora, I'm assuming Auro Rail. That's Aurora, Illinois, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there were 43,000 posts with that specific hashtag. Aurora, Illinois. And then I'm going to see police. First responders. Oh, it was pinwheeling me. Emergency. Medical. Man, I can't believe it's not pulling up more than that. So do you do work with like hair stylists?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just trying to give you an idea. Like I'm fumbling through it. Like I'm still learning as I go. So wonderful hairstylists. If she's extremely active and she's in your area, you'll see that she's tagged tribal braids, feed-in braids, crochet braids. This is nice, Nia touch. If they're extremely active on Instagram, 521 posts. They're located in DeKalb. How far away is DeKalb from you?
Probably about 40 minutes.
Okay. If you thought they were close enough to potentially be clients or have some amazing like networking potential, you might want to start following people like that. But do you see how I'm using the hashtags to try to search?
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up just Aurora again. Aurora, Illinois. Let's see if that's different. They give me 28,000. So these are posts that all fell underneath that hashtag. Are dog people your people?
Yes.
Are cat people your people?
Yes.
Okay. Animal people are your people.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's try this. So we've got Aurora, Illinois. There we go. 28,000 posts for that. It's going to pull that up. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Aurora, Illinois. Did I spell that right? I-L-L.
No, you got an extra O in there.
Yeah, hold on. Uh-oh, here goes my computer. Aurora, I-L-I-N-O-I-S. And then, what is it? Let's say animals. No results found. You got to be kidding me. Let's do dogs. Pets. Aurora, Illinois police. We got 9 posts for that. How big is the population of Aurora?
It's pretty big. I can't remember which one's which because for geography and for population, we're second and third in Illinois.
So Aurora, Illinois, photographer, tattoo artists, nail techs.
We've got like 300,000 people in Aurora.
Yeah. Florist. So you see how we've used that one hashtag, but it's giving us all these like derivatives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, makeup. They're 28,000 just under Aurora, Illinois. But you can go through these and find what I would call generally like an influencer in your area, like sushi.
No.
Well, and it's true. It's like if you don't like sushi, why would you, purposely try to engage unless there was a reason to? Overhead athlete shoulder warm up. Achieve personal training. So, do you see how they've got their hashtags underneath?
Mm-hmm.
You can also kind of look through there. Where's Naperville? In
Right next door.
right next door. Okay. Do people come from Naperville to see you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's click on that real quick and see. One, you could follow Achieve. And these are all related hashtags. They're giving you even more. Are there any of those that I should click on for some reason?
I don't think. Yeah.
This is the sort of thing I think these are the kind of folks like low level. I don't want to say she's an influencer, but doctor, works out, featured in Women in Medicine, Top Doc, you see all this football and wrestling, drjessnerby.com. You can check this person out. You can follow them. You can like their posts. You can talk to them. You can engage with them. Let's say you went into this post. You read the post based on whatever's going on, what they're talking about with their neck and their cervical spine. And I want you to not only follow them, but I want you to leave comments and say, yeah, lots of my clients are having neck pain. I find that in addition to the bony structures, they're having issues with splenia cervicis or capitis or whatever neck muscles. Now, you didn't ask them for anything, but her fans are more likely to see your stuff and engage with you. She's also probably more likely if you like and comment real solid comments on 10 of her posts, she's going to see that on her Instagram account. Is she more likely to follow your page?
Okay.
Yes. So this is the sort of thing I was looking for. Wellness evolution. But do you see how it's a mix of like business stuff and sort of personal stuff? Like, is this her son, maybe her child? Husband goals. Yeah. Stuff that people would connect to. Do you see how it's running over a wide terrain of like diet, exercise, nutrition?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the sorts of folks that I would try to reach out to online, Instagram, Twitter. You can search hashtags, try to find them, interact with them, engage with them. You're looking for fruitful engagement, people who are using their accounts regularly to basically help boost you up. You have a vested interest in having someone like this allow you to guest blog, allow you to interact. Have you ever done like an Instagram live, like a video?
No.
So Facebook Live used to do this. I don't know if it still does or not. It used to be able to, we could do a Facebook Live and I could pull up a screen just like we are right now and be able to bring you on to have like an interview like we are now. I use Zoom because this is easier to integrate, easier to use software across platforms. But on Instagram Live, you could reach out to her at some point and say, listen, would you like to do an Instagram Live with me? And what it's doing is it's connecting the two of your accounts.
Okay.
Interviewing and talking to her just like you're interviewing and talking to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you're cross promoting, and it's an easy way to just do this with your phone. You don't even need Zoom. You don't even need $15 a month software to do it. TikTok is a different platform. Instagram and Twitter are pretty easy to go over. I think for the most part, YouTube is pretty self-explanatory. Have I completely overwhelmed you, or do you have questions?
I don't think I have questions, but I don't think that I'm completely overwhelmed either. I just have a long to-do list.
Yeah, but you just work at it slowly. Most of it is really just talking to people.
Okay.
Just like I'm talking to you. Like I find it really interesting, the stuff I discuss. I went into Massage Entrepreneur, said, hey, is anybody around? Do you want like some free kind of consult, business advice, whatever? You come on, you're not a subscriber. You haven't really had a conversation with me before. I give you a bunch of free information. And then like 5 minutes later, I notice an email comes through and you subscribe to my subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do it. Because if I can build a fan, it's like it's really doing this 100 times with 100 different people and getting clients, getting students, getting connections, fostering connections. The difference is if my stuff is fake and doesn't really give value, no, nobody wants it. Everybody's busy. They don't need spam emails. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube, man, all the platforms keep changing. This is the part where people get angry. They're like, oh, they keep changing it, YouTube is now allowing you to do a post. And I haven't done any research about what the real difference is between doing a post and just posting a video. YouTube has kind of become where video goes to die. It's a good sort of library, vault, and catalog that's searchable, but there's so much competition for YouTube videos now, it's kind of hard to build like a huge following rapidly. When YouTube was around 10 years ago, it was much easier because it was far less competition. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Psyche Truth?
No.
The Psyche Truth is a YouTube channel based out of Austin. And I had told people at one point that I'd sooner commit harikiri than make a video with Psyche Truth. They did certain things in their videos that I just didn't like. They tended to kind of low-key sexualize stuff sometimes in a way that made me uncomfortable as a therapist. The problem was they had millions of subscribers. They put out a video and in a week it'd have 100,000 views. I finally, a year or two later, bit the bullet because they reached out to me and some therapists and said, hey, we need massage therapists to make content. I made 30, 40, 50 videos with Psyche Truth. Now, the reason I made those videos with Psyche Truth is because Psyche Truth put my website underneath that video.
Okay.
It created a backlink between my stuff and their stuff. That to me was more important than the video itself. But I got lots of subscribers over time because people found me on Psyche Truth, would do research on me, and then find my channel. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, taking advantage of like already established connections as much as possible is a great way to go. Increasingly, the interface, in my opinion, is digital. There's just so much to gain, especially right now when we can't see clients. There's so much to gain by using this, creating accounts, and trying to engage with people and communicate with them. I don't know. Some therapists think of this as impersonal. And I think it's because they're not using this and making it personal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like they're the people that just scroll through and don't do anything.
Yeah, don't use this just to consume.
Yeah.
Use this to produce. You have the power of Hollywood in your pocket. People 100 years ago would have lost their minds if they would have realized what we have the capacity to do with this device in video, audio, graphics, text. Massive potential to like reach out to people. It's small in some ways, it's incremental, it's Twitter posts, it's this, it's that, but I think it's increasingly important, and I don't think this is going away.
Yeah.
It's getting more powerful, smaller, more compact, continues to change, develop, and evolve. Let's just put it this way. Your website is up. People could schedule a session if we weren't in the middle of COVID. You know, what would happen if 100,000 people a day went to your website?
Probably like 30% might schedule, if that.
If they're local, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they get on your email list, or they get your free thing, or they follow you on social media. You have a vested interest in trying to get 30,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they live in New York. People travel. People foster connection in all sorts of interesting ways. This is really unprecedented technology, and massage schools aren't really teaching this because most of the massage school owners are older and they built businesses during the Yellow Pages. They really respect shaking hands and networking. How do they feel about Twitter?
I don't think they mentioned it once through school.
Yeah. And that's what the difference is.
They still mention Yellow Pages, though.
Yeah. I'm 42 years old. I was 18 when I first used the internet. I did not see this coming. I didn't. I was completely like, just the water and waves just crashed over me and knocked me down. I had no idea what was coming. I wish I would have understood what was coming and would have seen the sort of digital revolution to the degree that, you know, I mean, I do what I can now, but I got in kind of late, right? But I didn't grow up with the technology. I had to sort of adapt to it. People who are young right now, so they're 16-year-olds, in 5-6 years, they're going to be 21 years old going to massage school. What do they think about Instagram?
They like it.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my subscribers can come from any age group. Are they going to come from people who are over 45 years old?
Probably not.
Less. The younger crowd is kind of what I'm marketing to in a way, because they're going to study online and understand that you can study online. The school owners keep saying, well, you can't study online. You can't learn massage online. And I go, ooh.
What are we doing right now?
Ooh. Well, and the thing is, we're not studying technique. They think you can't learn technique online.
I teach at a massage school. We are teaching technique online currently because we can't meet in person.
And I don't really argue with people. I just go out and keep teaching and just keep building and, you know, improve. Does it make sense? Even when I work with you and I get information and feedback, I'm using that to be able to garner more information and to be able to continue teaching more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was pretty good for today. Do you have like a basic kind of to-do list, like stuff for your website?
Yeah.
Got a basic idea about maybe Twitter, Instagram, how to use those? Mm-hmm. Yeah. YouTube, like I said, is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a title and description, some links underneath, not very complicated. I think just getting those things started gave you a pretty long laundry list of stuff you can do. Again, I really want you to just not use this just to consume. It's fun. I connect with people, but I want you to connect. I want you to engage. Right. I want you to produce. This allows you distribution that would have completely floored people. I tell people this: the printing press led to the Protestant Reformation, because people could get God's word, the Bible, in like language they could understand. The digital revolution and what it will cause will dwarf anything that looks like the Protestant Reformation. This is completely changing the nature of communication. You have access to a global audience. And right now, that global audience is stuck at home, bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Did you have other specific questions for me?
No, I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah. When you talk to the students at the school, are you communicating with them via Zoom?
You cut out there.
Yeah, my connection was saying was unstable at points. When you talk to the students at the school online, are you communicating with them via Zoom?
You're still cutting out. I'm getting when you talk to students and then it's cutting out the rest.
When you talk to students, is it on Zoom?
I do Zoom, and then I have just little technique videos, and then they have like discussion posts and.
Yeah. What platform are you using?
They use the Moodle platform.
Moodle. Okay. So I want to express this to you, and I'm not saying you have to do this, but like we talked about the cross promotion and connection, right? What school is it you teach at?
Mm-hmm. National University of Health Science.
Okay. So the National University of Health Science, I don't know how your curriculum is set up, how it's structured. Do you have guest speakers?
We lost audio again.
Do you have guest speakers?
They do sometimes have guest speakers.
Okay. And I'm just going to feed this. It doesn't bother me if it doesn't happen. You know, why not have me live stream to the students and communicate with them?
Okay.
We do a social media conversation. So why would I want to give away free content and information to students in massage school?
Okay.
Why would I want to give you and them free information?
Okay.
I can tell our audio is dropping. Why would I want to give them free information?
Because if you give them free information, they'll most likely sign up for your subscription.
Yep. So here's the deal. I could go right now and talk to massage school owners, and they would basically resist me if I tried to teach this way online, live stream into their school to talk to the students.
Yeah.
Normally what I see is it feels like they're afraid of a loss of control. They're afraid of the internet because it allows someone like me to live stream in and just educate with no controls. Well, this guy doesn't have a degree in marketing. This guy doesn't, he works out of his home. Make sense? What I often sense is they're a little bit nervous about that, but these millennial students are not getting information on marketing in today's age. They're not really getting information that fits a Twitter generation to be able to figure out how to use marketing. And I can help fill in the gaps because at 42, I feel like I'm caught between the greatest generation and millennials. I'm kind of in the middle trying to translate between these audiences. So keep that in mind. If they're interested in that or you're interested in that, I'd be happy to talk with them. When they're on Moodle, do you get a chance to see them?
I'm sorry?
When you're on Moodle, do you get a chance to see them live, like in video?
No, it's just like putting up the notes and the videos, and then I usually put the Zoom link onto Moodle, and then there's a certain time that they can come on the Zoom.
How many students are you dealing with at a time?
Usually like 10 or less, since it's hands-on, so we got to be able to.
I don't even know with Zoom settings if we could get that many people on at the same time. You might be able to do like 5 though. So imagine being able to video conference with the students. You're here, you're the teacher. I'm here, I'm talking about social media stuff. And then they're on screen as well, just like asking questions. I do this because I love it. And I almost can't give it away because school owners are like, oh no, this is loss of control. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other questions before we head out today?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything.
Okay. Yeah, it'll give you something to work with. So listen, if you have other questions, you can write in the private Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
that we put you in on Facebook? Is the audio still breaking up?
I'm getting no audio now.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. So listen, I will talk to you again soon. If you have questions, just contact me. If you have questions, contact me.
Okay.
Cool. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye.